Okay, good morning, friends. Today we are going to see the practical which we have to cover under the fourth paper, that is analytical chemistry. There are only five practicals for this semester, fifth. The first practical is based on the spectrophotometer. In that, we have to determine the amount of fluoride ion or say fluoride present in the given sample. In short, it is the estimation of the fluoride spectrophotometrically. Then the second experiment is estimation of percentage of magnesium in the given sample of the talcum powder. Okay, then the next experiment that we have to see is nothing but the estimation of the percentage of magnesium in the given sample of the talcum powder. Means talcum powder analysis is there. Especially we have to estimate only the magnesium. Sometimes there in the talcum powder calcium is also present, but we are very much interested in estimation of this particular magnesium. Third experiment is to determine the COD. COD is nothing but a chemical oxygen demand of the given water sample. Have you studied in case of this particular various subject, that is a BOD, COD, chemical oxygen demand and the biological oxygen demand. Then fourth experiment we have to see, that is to determine the amount of persulfate ion in the given solution by the back titration with the standard Fe solution. Fe ammonium sulfate is there, that is a Fe in +2 oxidation state is there, it is called as a ferrous ammonium sulfate. And the last experiment, the fifth experiment that we have to study is to determine the amount of sulfate present in the water sample. These five experiments are there for this semester. We will see one by one experiment. I have already sent this PDF to you on the WhatsApp group. Experiment number 1 along with the index has been sent to you. You have to use the both side ruled paper for writing this experiment. Please purchase the pages, that bunch of the pages from the market, and start to write the experiment on these particular pages. Write the readings with the help of the pencil. When you will perform this experiment in the lab, then we will fare with the help of the pen. Please note it well. Okay. Then today we will start the experiment number 1, that is a determination of that particular amount of the fluoride present in the given solution spectrophotometrically. As you aware, this spectrophotometer in our lab, have you seen that big instrument is there, that is spectrophotometer. It is similar to the colorimetry. It is a same colorimetric technique that we are going to see. What we are going to do here, we are studying the intensity of that particular solution. Aim of this experiment is to determine the amount of fluoride present in the given solution spectrophotometrically, and the spectrophotometer principle of the spectrophotometer is based on the Beers-Lambert's law. What is the Beers-Lambert's law? So whatever the concentration of the solution, what is there, concentration of the solution is directly proportional to the, or say you can call it as a absorbance of this solution will directly proportional to the concentration and the path length of that particular medium. Okay, means A is equal to epsilon bc, that is a Beers-Lambert's law that you have to remember. What is the theory? In this particular experiment, we are going to prepare the solution. What is required? Requirement is given. I will explain theory also. In the table you can see we have to prepare these solutions in the 100 cm cube of this particular solution. We are taking 10 ppm fluoride and solution. Their volume will be the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And diluent sample we will take the 10 cm cube. Okay, this is the table that you have to prepare this solution, and then you have to note the absorbance. See, here we are using zirconyl nitrate. This is the reagent B. You can see in the requirement stock solution of the fluoride. Dissolve this particular 0.055 gram of the sodium fluoride in 250 cm cube of the distilled water. It will give you the standard solution, okay, of the 100 ppm. And from that 100 ppm you will prepare the 10 ppm solution. Then reagent A, dissolve the 0.188 gram of the alizarin red in the 250 cm cube of distilled water stored in a dark and cool places. Then reagent B, dissolve the 0.73 gram of the zirconyl nitrate in 150 to 200 cm cube of distilled water. Add the H2SO4, stir it, cool it, and then dilute to 250 cm cube after the 1 hour. This is the requirement. What will happen when the zirconyl salt is added to a solution of the hydroxyanthraquinone, that is the alizarin, in acid solution? A reddish violet lake is formed. This when comes in contact with the fluoride and get bleached due to the formation of the colorless fluorizirconate anion. As the concentration of the fluoride ion increases, the intensity of the color decreases. Thus, the absorbance decreases. The alizarin reaction result in a series of colors from pink to yellow. The effect of fluoride is more pronounced at about 5 normal HCl in presence of the H2SO4. Then sample solution of the fluoride, 100 cm cube standard measuring glass, burette, 10 cm cube pipette, colorimeter or say spectrophotometer. You have to use the filter, 530 nanometer filter is you have to use. What is a filter? Filter is nothing but a selective wavelength. It gives the selective wavelength. What we are going to in this experiment, that is very much important. See, dilute that 10 cm cube of this particular fluoride solution of the 100 ppm strain to the 100 cm cube of the volumetric flask with the distilled water, that gives you the 10 ppm standard solution. Use this solution for the further dilution. Also dilute the given the sample solution to the 100 cm cube with the distilled water in 100 cm cube standard measuring flask. Shake the solution. Pipette out 10 cm cube of the diluted solution to the 100 cm cube of standard measuring flask, numbered as the 6 number. Now we have to pipette out 5, 10, 15, 20 and 25 cm cube of the fluoride in solution in the 5 different volumetric flask. Number it as a 1, 2, 5 as shown on the table. Then we are going to add 5 cm cube of the reagent A into each flask and 25 cm cube of water. Then shake it well. After an interval of the 10 minutes, we are going to add the 5 cm cube of the alizarin, that is a zirconyl nitrate reagent B to each flask. Then we are making the final dilution to the 100 cm cube using the distilled water. After dilution, after diluting this all, with the to the 100 cm cube, then we are keeping that solution in the dark for the 30 minutes. After that we are going to measure the optical density, or you can call it as absorbance of all the solution by using 530 nanometer filter against the distilled water, that is a distilled water as a blank, using the spectrophotometer. Then we will plot the calibration curve, and we will use that calibration curve to find out the concentration of the unknown fluoride ion solution. Okay, then in the table you can see, you have to prepare this table on the left side, and you have to write the that aim theory on the right hand side. Observations: flask number, volume of the 10 ppm that Fe solution, concentration of the Fe, then the absorbance you have to write. See here, 5 cm cube of the 10 ppm solution we have diluted to the 100, that is their concentration will be the 0.5 ppm. 5 into 10 divided by 100, that is a 0.5 ppm. In the milligram per 100 cm cube will be the 0.05. Then absorbance, you can write here, you can see absorbance goes on decreasing, that I said. Why? Because as the concentration of the fluoride ion increases, the color intensity decreases, and that's why you got this trend. There will be a decrease in the absorbance. Okay, then you can plot the calibration curve. This calibration curve you have to plot. What is there in the calibration curve? You can see graph of the optical density, or you can call it as the absorbance versus the concentration of the fluoride ion. Concentration of the fluoride solution in ppm that you have to take 0.51, 1.52, 2.5 and 3 likewise. Then you are going to take the absorbance, that optical density values, you will get this different readings. Then you can join this point, all these points. You have to write the scale. On x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to how much? On x-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 0.25 ppm we have taken, and on y-axis 1 centimeter is equal to 0.01 unit. Absorbance has no unit. This absorbance has no unit. Don't write cm cube. Okay, cut that. Then graph of that you have to mention that. Then you draw, connect maximum points in the one line. Then see what is the absorbance of the unknown. Note point over here, then make the line which will touch to this line. Then extrapolate this line to the concentration axis. Then you will get the concentration of this particular unknown. Okay, very simple graph it is. Very simple experiment again, and a very simple graph it is. Then we have to calculate these things from the graph. Concentration of the fluoride ion and the distilled that diluted sample solution is that particular ppm 2.2 ppm, that is 10 cm cube of the diluted sample solution contains this much amount of this particular fluoride ion. Therefore 100 cm cube of this particular diluted sample solution contains, you have to multiply it by the 10. 10 into 2.2 is nothing but a 22 ppm of the fluoride ions. Now calculate a percentage error. You will get provided with the value, that true value, and what should be the observed value. Then you can calculate the absolute error, relative error. Then you can calculate relative error in terms of the percentage, that we have to calculate relative error in terms of the percentage. Xi, that is nothing but the observed value, and xt is nothing but a true value. Then you can take, when the difference, it will be the absolute error. When you you can divide the absolute error by the observed value, you will get the relative error. And when you have to calculate this relative error in percentage, when that at that time we have to multiply it by the 100. And on the right hand side you have to write the this particular results. What will be the result? First of all, we have to note this absorbance of the sample solution, then amount of the sample solution present in the given solution, and the percentage error. Got this point? These things should be come under this experiment. Got this experiment? What we are going to do? We have to measure the optical density, or you can it called as a absorbance, for the estimation of the fluoride ion. It is called as the spectrophotometric determination. Spectrophotometric determination of this particular fluoride ion from the given sample. Got this point? Please, it is very simple experiment. You have to just prepare the solutions. For the Vivos, what is a spectrophotometer? On which principle the spectrophotometric estimation is based? Tell that principle. Okay. Then why the color comes to the solution? Why this color is fading to the solution? All this part is given in this particular theoretical part. If you see the handbook, in the handbook all the things are given. You have to read that, yeah, for the preparation of the Viva. Very simple experiment it is. In the tabular form, this table you have to plot. What you have to write in the exam? In the exam, you have to write the aim, then the observation table, graph, you have to plot, then the calculation, and finally the result. That much things are necessary in the exam. You don't have to write the procedure, requirement, theory, that all part is skip in the exam. But in the journal, you have to report all the detail of this experiment. If the reaction is there, you have to write reaction also. In the some experiment, reaction is there. In case of the non-instrumental experiment, there is marks for the reaction also. In this particular experiments, this first one is the instrumental one. Second and the third experiment means the talcum powder analysis and the COD, that are, and this particular you can call it as a determination of the amount of the persulfate in the given solution by the back titration is only the non-instrumental, and amount of the sulfate present in the given water sample is the instrumental one, that we will see at the time of this particular experiment. But today we are going to only see this much part. First experiment, that is the amount of the fluoride ion you have to estimate from the given sample using the spectrophotometer. Very simple procedure is there, very simple experiment there, nothing is there, no tedious work is there. Just you have to in the lab, all these things are provided to you, that reagent A, reagent B, sample, that particular solution will be also there. In the exam they may ask you to prepare the one of the solution, that fluoride ion solution may ask to prepare to you, because you should know how this solution is prepared, how we can calculate prepare the different concentration solution in the laboratory. You should know the formula of the normality, you should know the formula of the molarity, how we can calculate the normality and the molarity. This formula once you know, you can easily prepare the solutions of the different concentration. In the chemical calculation, we have seen the formulas for this particular uh, calculation, that normality and the molarity, calculation of the normality and the molarity, that we have already seen in the chemical calculation part. Same thing is applicable for this particular thing. If you have any doubt, any problem, you may ask. All have understood this experiment? It is very simple experiment. We have to perform it in the lab when the college will start. Before that, you have to report this all part in the journal. Okay, write the readings with the help of the pencil. Okay.